This is it. We're back. The gamers are back again for another day. What does this mean? Find out. These cards, just a decoy. Wanted there to be magic back there. Today, talking about enchant worlds. We'll get this to focus. So believe it or not, I filmed this already and the video didn't focus. So we're going to be focusing it a lot today. What's a world enchantment? It's an enchantment that basically you can only have one of this type of enchantment out. If someone puts out another one, it kills whatever ones are out at the time. And they usually do stuff that kind of fix all the stuff at once. I only own a couple of them and that's the only one I could find, and kind of lackluster, but there it is. So we're going to see what we can do today making some of these. We're going to autofocus that like 200 to 400 times. We'll see. We'll update it as it goes along. This is going to be the most in focus video I've ever seen. So we have Bandword Harvest here, and we're going to put that out for 2 and 2 black. And it's going to be in a world enchantment, which I think would say like maybe world enchantment now, but we're still going to write enchant world like the old days, just for fun. Enchant world. Boom. So this one here, it's just a usual spreading plague sort of thing. We're going to put a -1/-1 counter on each creature. Actually, I think it's supposed to say at the beginning of each end step. I had it written out wrong in my notes, but anyway, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature at the beginning of each player's end step. And yeah, like it just shrinks everyone that is out. Kind of like the tox rule, but it's actual -1 counters. They stick around, but it has a second ability there. First time one or more creatures with -1/-1 counters die. I think it might be just leave the battlefield. Yeah, on them leave the battlefield. Wow, battlefield. I don't think I wrote this right. What else is new? This turn, each player draws a card and loses 1 life. I don't know how good my reading aloud was while I was trying to write that, but it's supposed to be like basically like if something with a -1/-1 counter on it leaves the battlefield, everybody's going to draw a card and lose 1 life. But it doesn't happen for every creature. It just happens once the first time it happens. But it does happen. There's a chance for it to happen each turn. Yeah, this turn, right. Maybe this is not right. I probably should say like each. There you go. Pandemic Harvest. Let's see. I had a picture drawn the other day. Like I drew one. I wonder what it was. This one's going to be different, I guess. I think I drew like dead things that people were then harvesting, because that made sense to me, because it was sort of in the name. So maybe we'll be doing that. Oh yeah, I remember I drew dead thing on a wagon. We'll get some of that energy back again, because it's always nice to stick with what you know. And we're going to put a dead guy in a wagon. Maybe more than one dead guy. First it was going to be a dead guy with some rocks, but dead guy in a wagon. Going around picking up lots of corpses. You know, like Monty Python with the bring out your dead. This is like that, except it's in the magic world. And there's like some sort of oxen thing. I don't know. This is a really bad beast, but that's what you get. Oh, there's a pierced nose though, because it looks cool. You gotta pierce the nose of your livestock so that they're more stylish. Alright, I guess I should fit something up in the sky here. Like rot. I don't know. This looks more like clouds. It's supposed to be stench. Stench in the air. Oh, house in the background. It's far though. And the ox is a lot closer. Chilling and trying to collect dead. And there's no person, it's just an ox that works for itself. Going around picking up whatever it can get its hands on. I guess I should draw some more corpses here, obviously, right? So you know, they mean business. Like, there are dead bodies around the size of homes, and that's the best you can hope for right now, is to get picked up by the ox. Maybe one right here. The ox is just getting it. How does it get it in the cart? Stick around and find out. I think we're going to find out. I need the extended art to actually see how the ox gets them in that cart. We'll move on now. So, you know, I think I explained what that one did. We'll go back to it after. This is Fire Shield Field, though. And this is another enchant world. But this one's a red and white. So I guess a white symbol. Oh man, that's a bad one. The triangle gets confusing when you try to go around the circle, at least for me. Because eventually I orient them the wrong way. Here's my white symbol, that's not very good. Here's red. Bam. I'm getting slightly better at the red, although it looks like a bird wing and now it just looks like scribbles. But Fire Shield Field, one white red. Enchant World. Or World Enchantment if you're modern, but we're not. Although the wording will be modern, but you know, we just like Enchant World. It's a cool name. Yeah, this pen is not really doing it for me right now. Like, it looks like it's got ink, but it's not. I don't know. Oh, I said I would refocus my camera like 10 times. I lied though. See, did that not focus? Look at this. Doesn't that work anymore? This is horrible. Oh man, I almost hit stop. There we go. There's something. Yeah, I think it's screwed up now. Anyway, I'll check it in a second. Whenever an attacking creature is dealt combat damage. That's barely looks like it says dealt, but whatever. Yeah. So I guess I can see if it'll focus on my words now for me. It did it that time. I have reason to believe the last page was out of focus, and if it was, man, I apologize. We have trouble with my camera. It sucks. It's like a 10-year-old phone. Not really a camera at all, but anyway. Whenever an attacking creature is dealt combat damage, prevent that damage. And then the attacking creature's controller can do damage to any target equal to the damage prevented this way. Prevent the damage to attacking creatures deals damage to any target equal to the damage prevented this way. Wow, that's so messy. That's alright. So it turns out the camera needs like a bit of texture, else it doesn't know what to focus on. We'll keep it in mind. It might be because it's dark. I don't know. It's always dark around here. Gotta get your life together, guys. Alright, so it also does the same thing for creatures that are blocking, but I don't have enough room, so we got the old Ditto. And the point of the effect is basically like, if you attack, your creature gets blocked, then your creature lives. And if a creature blocks, it also is going to live. But the attacking creature's power gets to be dealt by the defending player to something. And the blocking creature's power gets to be dealt by the attacking player to something. I don't know if this is an effect anyone wants to be happening, but it's an effect. And it seemed like an Enchant World type of effect to have. And last time when I drew it, I tried to draw mages battling. Also, I'm not feeling that pain anymore, so it's not really doing it for me. There you go. This is a little easier. So, although this one's a bit loud, I guess it's hard to draw this maging. So we got mage, battle 1, battle 2. I'd say this is kind of similar to the picture I made before, which is good. You know you're on something if you got a picture the same one day and again the next. Basically, they're just like kind of, they can't hurt each other because of the fire shields, but they can shoot off like damage to anyone in the world. So hopefully they don't cause too much trouble with that power, but I'd say they probably will. We're going to make a green one now. This is ideal climate. And I hope it's going to be in focus. If it's in focus right now, that's great. Trying to make it for 2 green mana symbols, but it looks a bit like the skull that I made. Going tree, a bit more tree-like. Oh yeah, there we go. Green, they're really far apart, but that's alright. We got wide set eyes and ideal climate. I wonder what I drew last time. I don't know. We're going to mix it up, though. In a bit. Like, I think we're going to make a different kind of world permanent for the next one. Not just like a million enchant worlds in a row, because like whatever. But this is at the beginning of each player's end step. They get to put a counter on something. Oh, beginning. There we go. That's so messy. Of each player's... I'll write it in again. There we go. Players in step. That player. Meaning the player's turn it is. I don't know what the wording would be. But that player may put a growth counter on target land. And additionally, lands with growth counters on them. Tap for additional mana. I probably should have started the sentence with whenever lands with growth counters, or I guess whenever. There you go. Whenever lands with growth counters are tap for mana, or tap for mana, maybe it should just be produce mana, but mana, we're going to say tap for mana. For mana, they add an additional mana of any type produced. At any type it produced. I don't know. I mean, basically, if you tap for white, you get a white. If you tap for a red and a blue, you get to choose a red or a blue. But you don't get a red and a blue. You know what I mean? If it's only colorless, you just get a colorless. If it's taps or it's like a crew land that gives a colorless land and a white, well, you pick colorless or white. That's a wild use. Finally gives you something to do with them. Well, I guess mana flare or whatever. But anyway, ideal climate, basically, everyone gets to juice up maybe one of their lands, maybe someone else's lands. It doesn't matter if you put 2 growth counters on the land, it only ever just gives you 1. And if you get rid of the ideal climate, the growth counters don't do anything anymore. It's almost like they go away, but they don't go away. They're still growing out there. Is it in focus? Is it in focus? So I had good luck for a few episodes in a row, so then I stopped paying as much attention. And then that like really nailed me. Here we're here for the second time doing this one, and quite possibly the first card was not in focus, but one day you'll look at this and you'll say, wow, that's so focused the whole time, and the person didn't even address whether or not it was focused. It just was, and you'll be impressed if you stick around. So if you stick around for a few years, it'll look good. We're in it for the long haul around here. So that's why we're drawing lots of birds chilling in these trees. Because this is a nice, healthy place. I don't know, those look kind of like weird ducks or whatever, but I assure you they're like songbird things. And are like jungle birds, I don't know. There's a road. So I like making roads. And then, I don't know, the climate's good. So there's like, I guess I can make it a river instead. Because like, the road is a little awkward. Now it's a river. Flowing river. Power of nature. Ideal climate, I guess there's like deers and stuff. I guess at the end I can compare these to the pictures I made from my episode that didn't work. Oh, this deer is like a giant bird. That's fine. There can be giant birds. Like, this is a magic world. Who cares? It's cool, right? That's better if there's giant birds anyway. They're like a dinosaur. Some big birds. This one stands here. And it's the giant bird, dipping bird, and eats the tree bits like that. There's a wing. Sometimes puts its wings up like that while it's just chilling. Yeah, these are like massive birds, just like reminiscent of dinosaurs. It's like the size of a giraffe or whatever. And the ideal climate is producing these huge birds, so you can expect you can get quite a lot of meat off of them. And be my guest, kill those birds. Because off in the distance, far away, you see there's like herds of giant birds standing there. And you're ready to strike. And in addition to giant birds, there may be giant lizards, but there's none around here. We don't know anything about them. I never heard of a giant lizard. Just giant birds, and they're distant birds. But yeah, a lot of stuff coming out of the land now. They got the growth counters that are looking good. But I said that we'd have another type of world permanent because, I don't know, making the same thing over and over. It's kind of boring. So we have Darren, who is on the go. And Darren, what do you think Darren is? Oh, he's a legendary. Huh? World Planeswalker. What is that? A World Planeswalker is a Planeswalker that we all share. Everyone gets a crack at it on their turn. They get to activate the ability. The World's Planeswalker belongs to the person who put it out under their control. So when people attack, they declare attackers on that planeswalker, and it belongs to whoever like put it out or whatever. But you still get a chance to use it, so you can, I don't know, minus it and then attack it if you want or whatever, and get your own use out of the minus or something like that. You know, it's a world planeswalker. We're all sharing it. You know, we've got to try on some other world permanents. Why not revisit them? You know, you have them anymore. They were kind of fun. So this is a triple white planeswalker. It comes out at 2. Darren. It's got a plus, a 0, and a minus. Oh, sorry, I should have wrote something on this top line. I'll write it in. It says a static 2. Creatures have double strike. Crazy. Darren gets it on the go right away. I had to make sure. Oh, it's focused. I'm looking at it. It looks great. Yeah, it's wonderful. It let me down before, but you know, I'm not going to get hung up on it. As long as everything works out now, we should all just hold hands and celebrate. And I'm just going to give it a plus, the 0, and the minus. There you go. So this is one of the few ones I don't quite remember what he does, because it got a little wordy. Tap target creature. Pretty white thing to do. And the creature can't attack during its controller's next turn. I guess I'll write it like that. Can't attack during its controller's next turn. I don't know that's how they'd write it, but that's how it's going to be written there. And then the 0 is target creature gains vigilance, but it loses double strike. I don't know. I thought this could maybe give you some choices. I don't know. Like, hang on, I gotta write it out or else I can't even think. So yeah, I figured like, you know, you could give your thing vigilance and it could still block, or you could make something else lose double strike and then attack into it. I don't know, it gave you something to do. There's the tap one, and the other one's going to be just the usual like pumping thing. Target creature gains 1/0 and flying until end of turn. You know, the Elspeth thing, the old Elspeth Knight Errant, pumping up your guy, making it fly. So we had the blue card was the only enchant we always found. So we went for some in world permanents which were not blue. We got Darren. Darren last time, he was pretty good. I don't think I'll top him. But he's supposed to be on the go. So I'll try to draw him like the first one I made. Darren is basically a mage type planeswalker. I guess he's not a mage. He's a planeswalker who is like a warrior or whatever. But he's a planeswalker. He really likes wine. So he has 2 bottles of it. And then he has this jacket on. But the jacket is only on one arm. One arm is just on. Because Darren's on the go. And Darren is like walking. I made crazy legs like to try to make him be like John Lennon in that weird meme picture, but it looks more like that when I drew Goblin before. So it's like Darren's doing the splits. I'll take it. Darren has like hair like this, spikes, just for a bit of fun because Darren's nuts, and like also well armed. Gotta be armed because if you have double strike, that's swords, man. That means there's swords everywhere. Swords lying around, long swords, short swords, every manner of sword, broadsword, bastard sword. You got it all. It's out here. You ever played Diablo 2? Good place to learn the names of random swords, huh? Yeah, it's just your Falchion out. Yeah, all right. So we got Darren. I don't know. Let's finish the ground a little bit, I guess. What's in the background? I feel like Darren's on the town, so need some window type action. Windows in the background. He's also like going really fast, just like flying down the road, having a drink, having something to look at, loving it, leaving swords around, helping everyone commit acts of violence. But it's a game, guys. It's Magic is a game, and then Darren's going around doing that, and yeah, it's a pretty good time. So. Let's look at what we made, and then we'll look at the pictures we made yesterday that were already focused the whole time. You might not have seen this one in focus at all because I don't think it focused at first. Sorry, but yeah, this is Pandemic Harvest 2 black enchant world. At the beginning of each player's end step, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature, and the first time one or more creatures. I forgot to write creatures. Creatures with, there we go, I'll start that one over. The first time one or more creatures with -1/-1 counters on them leave the battlefield each turn, each player draws a card and loses 1 life. Awesome. So if everything's dying, if stuff dies, everyone gets hurt and everyone gets cards. What a deal. Then we have Fire Shield Field, which has a lot of words to say something that I feel like is easier to explain than the amount of words it takes. But anyway, whenever an attacking creature is dealt combat damage, prevent that damage. The attacking creature's controller deals damage to any target equal to the damage prevented this way. And then the same thing happens for blocking. So whenever a blocking creature is dealt combat damage, prevent that damage. The blocking creature's controller deals damage to any target equal to the damage prevented this way. So basically, creatures in combat don't die. They absorb the pain that they would have taken, and they allow their controller to dish it out on anything with their big old shield field. And I don't know if it'll make for a fun game, but it's a game. Then we got Ideal Climate, green enchant world. At the beginning of each player's end step, that player may put a growth counter on target land. And maybe it should just say a land. Changing it on a land. Boom. Whenever lands with growth counters on them are tapped for mana, they add an additional mana of any type it produced. So you just have little mini mana flares on anything you put a growth counter on. Everyone can do it. You can put growth counters on someone else's stuff, and if you put multiple growth counters on one land, it doesn't do anything. So I don't know. Probably make something happen. I'm sure everyone will just ramp their own mana, but at least you get to do it to yours first. It's not like Mana Flare where you just help out everyone else first. Then we got Darren, who's on the go, the first world planeswalker ever made. As a triple white 2-mana legendary world planeswalker Darren. Creatures have double strike. What's a world planeswalker though? That means everyone gets to activate the abilities on their turn. All on their turn the same way. You just get to do it once. Same as a world planeswalker. If someone attacks it though, it belongs to the person who put it out or whatever, whoever is the controller. It only has one controller. They're the person who owns it when it gets attacked. But anyway, everyone can choose to attack it anytime, like any planeswalker you normally would attack. But this has a static ability. Creatures have double strike. Then we got +1, tap target creature. That creature can't attack during its controller's next turn. 0, target creature gains vigilance and loses double strike until end of turn. And -1, target creature gains +1/0 and flying until end of turn. I don't know, kind of boring, like not the coolest thing, but I figured they'd start simple. You know, if you introduce a new thing, you got to start simple and easy. But we're gonna go back to the things we missed the other day that were out of focus. So here's the other Darren. I made this Darren the other day, yesterday, but then we lost them. In a lot of ways, that's a better picture. I tried to go for the same energy, but I fell short. All right, let's see the ideal climate. Okay, you know, in a way, I feel like this is what I drew in the distance on this. Look, like over there, that's actually this right here. We're just zooming in. Amazing stuff. Oh, but that could have been a nightmare focusing, but it looks like it's got it now. I'm gonna wake up at night and I'm gonna be all fussy and out of focus. I'm gonna be so sweaty because of it. We got Fire Shield Field. You know, that's pretty much the same. I remember what this picture looked like, but I left out the dude in the middle. And let's see. Beep Harvest. Pretty similar. I think I had the person was running a bug though. Harvesting bugs before, which is kind of cooler. I think I did a better job in this one. Maybe like the newer one I made is kind of a cooler scene, but I like the idea of the bugs being dead instead of like anthropomorphic beings. Oh, I didn't go far enough. Anyway, Darren is on the go. Yeah, I like this picture, but it's more bleak, like a black card, even though it kind of sucks. Oh yeah, as an artwork. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Strangest review yet. Thanks for coming out. These are world permanents, I guess. Maybe we'll make a world creature one day. Yeah, that's all we got though. We'll be back again.